So, Dragon Ball Super,
Yes.
what is your favourite moment?
Well, from the final fight between Jiren and Goku, where Goku just throws Frieza at him like a bullet, and he's just so stupid. I was gonna throw motherfucker at another motherfucker. Few media franchises have enjoyed as much longevity as Dragon Ball, a series that is still going strong some 30 years after it was created. Although wildly popular in its native Japan and North America, it's arguable that the show's spiritual home is Mexico, a place where they advertise fights between characters like heavyweight title bouts.
How on earth do you advertise a single episode of anime in the style of a boxing fight?
In the exact same way you would like a boxing bout. For example, in Dragon Ball Super, for episodes that were predicted to show Jiren versus Goku in their titanic climactic battle, places across Mexico release posters like these that are absolutely 100% real, just showing just Goku and Jiren and advertising their fight, the episode number, and then usually we've just pitched of naked women all around them. And while I'm not sure what posters are behind me right now, I would like to assure the people at home that some of the places that made posters like this were strip clubs, as we'll talk about in a moment.
So before we get on to that matter of strip clubs...
Yeah, Strip Club Dragon Ball, aka Best Dragon Ball.
What's the manner of these posters that they're making?
Yeah, people are probably wondering why are they advertising certain episodes. We should explain that in the season of Dragon Ball Super that just aired, at least at the time of recording this. The main thrust of the plot is that the universe the series is set in is under threat, and they have to fight against other universes in, as standard in anime, a big fighting tournament. And in this tournament, the main big bad is one Jiren the Grey, a huge buff grey alien dude who's basically a Dorito, because he's Triangle Man with his tiny little Brock Lesnar legs, who's so powerful he can punch people with his fucking eyes. Jiren does one of my favourite things where he spends almost the entire fight just meditating.
Yeah.
And people walk up and go, I can get him because he's meditating. And they sense his power and go, on second thoughts, maybe not.
Because in it, throughout the entire Super, when it's Goku v Jiren, they just keep increasing power gradually.
Of course they do, because this is Dragon Ball. Yeah. And, it's going to be spoilers for anyone who's watching the English dub, but I watched it all in Japanese when it came out, because I could not miss me some Dragon Ball. And, he attains a new form, and that form is Ultra Instinct. Which I'm not sure how far you're caught up. So you know all about Ultra Instinct, and basically Ultra Instinct allows Goku to tap into a special fighting style, I think, of the gods that revolves almost entirely around defense, because it allows you to basically act on instinct in a fight. As dumb as Ultra Instinct is, I kind of love it, because I've always been a fan of defense over offense, and in fighting games, and I'll always pick the character who has parries, who has counters, who has dodges, because they just feel cool to pull off. And I love that when they introduce Ultra Instinct and say, oh yeah, it allows Goku to just act on instincts. There's no thought going through his head. He's pure. He's fighting distilled.
Farewell, warrior. It's over!
I also like as well when he first faces off with Jiren and he just punches him and he don't move.
Yeah.
He goes, okay, Super Saiyan, punch him, nothing happens. Super Saiyan 2, his finger moves a little bit. Okay, now I've got him on the ropes. I've made him move one finger.
Do you remember when Super Saiyan was the thing back when it all began? Super Saiyan, and now we're at Ultra Instinct. We're just what even is a Super Saiyan?
Well, I love it when they actually acknowledge that.
When was it that the transformation to the legendary warrior of the Saiyan race was reduced to a child's plaything?
So for anyone who couldn't follow what we were talking about there, the basic plot is that Goku and Jiren face off multiple times throughout that arc and increase in power with each confrontation they have. Or in other words, anime happens. And this is where we get to Mexico, because in Mexico, each of these confrontations was heavily anticipated, and as I mentioned, they were advertised like heavyweight title bouts across the country in everywhere from bars to, I'm not making this up, fucking strip clubs.
It's such a good idea.
It is, isn't it? Dragon Ball on a lap dance. Like, so I did not know that existed, but now I do. I'm pissed off it's not a thing around the world. I think they did Game of Thrones viewing parties were quite popular when season 8 was airing. Yeah. And I did like watching them when you saw all the people in the bars just booing. Like, why do they not do Dragon Ball viewing parties? I'd go to one of them. I would have watched the Ultra Instinct episode live in a bar with 3 pitchers of beer and just got mad hype when Ultra Instinct kicked off. That's probably a thing somewhere, so if that is a thing, I guess people are going to let us know, but man, I would love to go to stuff like that.
Because my friend was saying that he was at a festival and it was our general election. And literally they had a screen showing the results coming in, and everyone was just sat there with crates, just drinking and chatting for Jeremy Corbyn.
Well, to be fair, we're going to do something similar, and when Brexit happens, we're going to a DJ set with Paul Chuckle.
Can't wait for that.
We're going to just watch the downfall of our country with a pint and Paul Chuckle.
But yeah, going back to strip clubs, it's over here, if it was the World Cup final, and then one of our strip clubs said,
I'm sure they do that, but I don't give a fuck about that. I want to go watch Dragon Ball in a strip club. I want there to be a deal where it just says Dragon Ball, a lap dance, and wings or some shit like that.
15 quid.
15 quid. Oh man. Go on a Tuesday, go and grab a granny night, man. Be sorted.
Dragon boobs.
Oh man, who wants to get dragon blue balled? There's so many jokes to make about it, but let's move on.
So obviously this sounds pretty damn awesome.
Yeah, because how else are you supposed to enjoy giant men firing lasers at each other for 20 minutes without a slamming Mexican stripper just grinding all up on your dick?
But something bad must have come up to stop this.
Yes, and that bad thing was Toei Animation, who make Dragon Ball, because they hate stuff like this. They hate anything to do with Dragon Ball not being under their absolute total control.
Yeah.
And they sent a lot of cease and desist letters to the establishments, doing these viewing parties. And people at home, and yourself, Adam, have probably rightly surmised by now that sleazy Mexican strip clubs didn't give a fuck and did it anyway. But here's the thing, it wasn't just businesses who got in on the Dragon Ball hype. It was also towns, cities, and municipalities.
So when you say that, do you mean that they actually held viewing parties in the town?
Yeah, absolutely. That is exactly what I'm describing. And obviously, as extensions of the Mexican government, they kind of have to respond to cease and desist letters from massive media conglomerates from friendly nations.
Yeah.
And it's reported that this got so tense that the Japanese embassy in Mexico sent a strongly worded letter on behalf of Toei Animation to the Mexican government asking them to shut this shit down. They tried to stop Dragon Ball. They tried to stop the hype. And I just think that's quite thematically appropriate, because the whole point of Dragon Ball is that Goku constantly surpasses his limits and triumphs over all adversity, and Toei Animation repeatedly try to keep him down, and Mexico's no, you can't stop him. He's going to come back, he's going to fight Jiren, and we're going to watch it in a town fucking square. It reminds me a lot of, do you know when the World Cup happened?
Yeah.
And I think it was our mate at the time, was it Majid?
Yeah.
He just randomly said, let's have a massive party and arrange for a massive TV to be put on Dev Green and just show the football. It's that's what you should be doing. But no, the Mexican government tried to do that, in town cities, because they know how popular Dragon Ball is. And Japan's nah. And they actually had to get to some sort of agreement to allow this to happen. I'm not sure what the details of it are, but a lot of these places were allowed to show the episode, I think, after giving credit to Toei Animation.
Yeah.
The thing that's shown at the beginning of every episode anyway. But I just love the idea that they're no, stop enjoying our product. It's come on. And I just think it's so sad that Mexican people, they love Dragon Ball so much, and they wanted to show their enthusiasm for it, in a public way. And Japan's nah, man, you can't do that. Where's our paper? Where's our pockets, man? You got to line these bitches.
That's just what you want, though, isn't it? You make a programme that all the fans say, right, we are going to get together and watch this shit go down.
What better promotion for your product than thousands of people all gathering in one place to enjoy it together?
Yeah.
And they're no, but we're not getting paid. But they did get to show it, and obviously the strip club still showed it, because who gives a fuck? As if you're going to get a strip club, in Mexico of all places, to listen to a cease and desist letter.
Yeah. I could just imagine all the strippers just dressing up as Bulma and Chi-Chi, because that's just going to fill fantasies.
So good.
That's just fantasies.
Please, I'd have to go in though, dressed like Yamcha, and when I got the lap dance, just go for the pose. Just lie down on the floor, just completely zonked out. Oh, but anyway, yes. After a lot of pressure was put on Toei Animation, because it's kind of a bit of a dick move, they did allow a lot of these showings to go ahead as planned, because come on. So have you watched the Tournament of Power all the way to the end?
I've seen like the bits because on YouTube they do a compilation of everyone being eliminated.
Oh,
so I've seen the eliminations.
Right, in which case then, what's your favourite part, from the Tournament of Power?
Well, I can't remember if it was in the Japanese one or the English one, but there's
It's all mixed up.
it's all blending together now. But there's one who just like inflates to like some sort of like massive balloon, and then like he ends
Right,
up.
yeah.
Is it Gohan who he's against? I'm sure it's. I think it's Gohan, and he ends up like gradually lifting him off the floor, just punching him.
You also got one of my favourite moments because it's a question I've always asked. It's why do you always let your opponent power up?
Yeah.
And I think someone's trying to power up, and Android 17 just shoots them. I don't know why everyone just stands here and lets that happen.
Yeah.
It just shoots someone as they power up. It's like such a dick fucking move.
That's always been the plot hole in Dragon Ball. It's just like Goku's doing a spirit bomb. He's literally stood still, like he is there for the taking, and everyone just stands there going, let's have 2 episodes of dialogue.
Usually it's like just the hubris of I can take it. It's like Cell when he lets Vegeta charge up the final flash. He's like, it's not like Vegeta's going to do any damage. And it's like 2 full episodes of, I'm going to fuck you up. I'm going to get you with this motherfucker. And he like erases half the planet in one blast.
That is my favourite move though.
So, the final flash? I think it's just Chris Sabat's delivery on it.
Yeah, it's
because he just screams so loud.
Yeah.
And it's like, I think, what's the other one I ever talked about? It's like when Goku goes Super Saiyan 3.
Yeah.
Where the guy who plays Goku, I think Sean Shamel, he passed out in the recording booth. He was screaming so loud.